did?
I did.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
And I wasn't sure if I was. Unfortunately, city guys, they usually don't like responding or doing any kind of work.
On the weekend.
It's a very 9-to-5 guy.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
If it gets bad, I can run it. I can
But it worked for you last night.
Yeah, it should be. And if it gets bad, I can tap off my phone if I have to. So.
Well, we had a couple people last night streaming, watching.
Oh, that's good. We should be okay then. Okay, well, in the ring? Okay. Okay.
You know their brains, the prefrontal cortex is still not.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Okay, excellent.
So actually,
Well, that's the right place for her to be. It really is. That will help her grow. I mean, really wonders. She has to obey the rules, but she has to do what she's supposed to do. And so she will understand that and absorb it into her system.
sometimes they have to
That's right. That's really good. Good for her.
and you'll survive. You know what happened? Yeah, because
That's a good place. I mean, that really is a good place. It's one thing to go out and go to college. You don't have the freedom that you have. You gotta follow the rules, you know, and then she accepts those rules.
But then they get their free time, no breaks. So, you gotta have some.
That should get over that too.
You know, when she's not here, you don't
all right, it's not under your nose.
Yeah, that's just wonderful, right?
Taking a real big step. You gotta stand around the back.
I do, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
I think
Well, it's interesting with the lights being, I think they are bright, but actually it makes it easier to do. It's, the camera's not having as many problems. Oh, so I have a suggestion. I think if you hold the microphone at the chest level, and if you want to keep it away or something like that, it goes a little bit of fuzz when it's I can adjust the volume, but I can't be out the bar. So you have it about like so that it's about this here, about over here. This is about 15 feet away. So I can adjust the volume.
I guess I'm going by what I heard on my headset.
You know what? That is totally up to you. This right here. I can turn the
I think maybe I may have held it closer because I couldn't hear it as well. So maybe
this is the volume for the headset. When you disconnect it from what the input is. So if I turn connected to the headphones, almost off on here, as far as on the microphone, almost off on here. And I can turn up this or so the volume for the headphones is fine. So if you're not on your equal, you can adjust the volume for the stuff.
I think that's why I held it
Do
closer.
feel free to do it. But that will have zero impact on the output on the audio. So I'll be controlling that. And so I'm listening to it. And if it's, so you could, I mean, you could have it like I said, maybe about right here. And then turn this up. I don't think there'll be any of that fuzz. But that's really nice having the sound to be able to do that. That's totally separate from what goes on.
you knew it was coming. It's just going to take some time, right?
I know. Missing away right
But we still have fun, right?
Alright.
Hi there.
Is it okay for me to do this again today?
Absolutely. You'll be doing it all year. No, you will be doing it all year.
Yeah, the way I do this. You screwed up this.
All right, we're ready to go.
All right.
If you have the starting goaltender, Kentucky would be good. Okay, Natty. Okay, thanks.
Say something. Stand by for Beavercreek High School hockey coming up against Northern Kentucky in Game 2 of the Miami Valley Freeze tournament at Hobart Arena in Troy. Stay tuned, the teams are warming up, and we'll get the play-by-play start of the game going up shortly in just a few minutes right here on the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey YouTube channel. The Beavercreek Beavers face the Northern Kentucky Norsemen in the second game of the Miami Valley Freeze tournament at Hobart Arena in Troy. Good afternoon. My name is Kent Jacobs. We welcome you again to another edition of Beavercreek Beavers High School Hockey on the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey YouTube channel. It's a rematch from a game a couple of weeks ago at the Kettering Ice Arena when the Norsemen defeated the Beavers 3-2. The Beavers come into today's game 9-3-1, and of course one of those three losses then to the Norsemen. The starting goaltenders for today's game: Jackson Maddie for Northern Kentucky, Ben Duford for the Beavers. Benny Duford coming in with a record of 6-1-0 on the year with a sterling 0.86 goals against average. Referees for today's game: Mike Geckler and Drew Morgan. The puck is dropped and we're underway at Hobart Arena. The Northern Kentucky Norsemen in all black uniforms, the visiting team today. And the Beavercreek Beavers in white sweaters, black trunks. There's a quick shot by Northern Kentucky's Sunderhouse, and it's turned away by Duford, and the puck is cleared on the ice for icing. Northern Kentucky, not a specific high school, but a collective group of hockey players from various high schools in Northern Kentucky and in Cincinnati from schools that don't have hockey programs. There's a shot, saved, Duford. Rebound picked up by Gutterman of Beavercreek ahead to Bush. Bush sweeps it around the defender. Bush back to Gutterman, shot, and it's gloved by Jackson Maddie, and he will hold on for the face-off. Beavers started this tournament last night with a 6-0 shutout win over the Centerville Elks. We'll take the face-off to the left of the Kentucky goal. From the face-off, Carson Cox for Beavercreek, back for Shivelbein. Checked into the boards. Hansen trying to center it. It's picked up by the Norsemen, and back they come the other way. Shoveling it in was Sunderhouse. Trying to chase it down. Beavers recover in their own zone and flip to center. Picking it up was McMullen of Northern Kentucky. Volley in, right back into the Northern Kentucky zone. Just underway, we play 15-minute periods in high school hockey. Here is Hoffnagel for Kentucky. Hoffnagel trying to center it, and they score! Drew Hoffnagel threw the puck in front. We'll see who gets credit on the goal, but right away the Norsemen take a 1-0 lead. There's a pole, a beam right in front of my vision, right in front of the Beavercreek goal, so I couldn't see if there was a tip by someone after Hoffnagel threw the puck in front or not. We'll get an announcement on the goal. There's another shot. Duford turns it away. It was Juan Guzman. Gets credit on the goal. So the Norsemen, Juan Carlos Guzman from Hoffnagel. And the high-scoring Norsemen lead it 1-0. Here's Thomas Bush. Bush stops, centers, turned away by goaltender Maddie. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play. And we're going to have an early penalty. That'll be on Northern Kentucky. He's complaining, what did I do? And it's the goal scorer. It's J.C. Guzman, Juan Carlos Guzman. So he goes from the penthouse to the outhouse. He scores. Now he's in the cooler for a 2-minute minor. There's a long clearing shot. Interference, the 2-minute minor penalty on Guzman. Beavercreek on a man advantage. Bush shot Maddie to save, and he'll hold on. Jackson Maddie, last name spelled M-A-D-D-Y. He played in goal during the Norsemen's win over Beavercreek a couple of weeks ago in Kettering. From the draw, deep in the Kentucky zone, picked up by Bush. Thomas Bush. Right point, Folga. Wrist shot, save, rebound, and it's covered by Maddie at the top of his crease. It squirted loose, but he's able to cover with several Beavers looking to try to jam in the rebound. 1-0 Northern Kentucky. And from the face-off, puck cleared down the ice. Duford will set it up for Braden Cox of Beavercreek. Braden Cox on the left wing to Gutterman. Ahead, Hanson. Hanson goes down, and the puck is cleared. After Alex Folga. And there's a stoppage. That was a puck hit by a high stick, maybe. That's what the stoppage is. So a face-off deep in the Beavercreek zone. There's a quick shot from the stick of Nathan Sunderhouse. Rebound caroms to center, and the Norsemen dump it right back in the Beavercreek zone. Braden Cox ahead for Shivelbein. Shivelbein will shovel it in. Here's Donahue centering Bordas. It's off his stick. Now, there's a shot by Cox. High and wide. That's Braden Cox. And Maddie is able to, actually the puck gets caught in the mesh behind the Northern Kentucky goal, and that'll cause a stoppage of play. There's 22 seconds left in the Beavercreek power play. Cole Gutterman wins the draw, tries to chip it in, but it kicks right back to the Beavercreek blue line. Norsemen trying to steal the puck away. Sunderhouse after it. Gutterman and Bush fighting with him. Bush picks it up at the Norsemen blue line. He's ridden into the boards by Sunderhouse. Now back come the Norsemen. Penalty killed off. Quick shot on goal covered by Duford, and he will hold on to it. This tournament a round robin format. The Beavers play later on this evening as well. And a misplay on the face-off. They'll redo it. In the left wing circle of the Beavercreek zone. Gutterman tossed out in favor of Thomas Bush. From the face-off, it kicks to center. Trying to kick it free is Gutterman. After it, Gutterman, it's taken away by the Norsemen. Back they come. Ogren had it. Now to Sunderhouse. It's stolen away. Back comes Bush. Thomas Bush trying to work in front. Bush. A shot. Maddie the save. Rebound. Loose. Gomez. Whack at it. And it's off a body in front and cleared away. Best scoring chance of the game so far for the Beavers, and the puck is iced the other way, and we'll take the face-off back deep in the Norsemen zone. So Thomas Bush getting a good chance. Cole Gutterman had a chance at a rebound. Riley Hansen taking the face off for Beavercreek. Chipped in behind the net. The Norsemen after it. Shivelbein takes it away, centers. It's off the side of the net. There's a quick shot in front by Donahue right into the breadbasket of Jackson Maddie, and he will hold on to it to prevent a rebound. Riley Hansen takes the face off. But back comes Northern Kentucky the other way. Puck dumped in. Loose puck picked up by Riley Hansen of Beavercreek. Hansen will shoot it in. After for the Beavers, Shivelbein. The Norsemen come away with it. Back is Reed of Northern Kentucky. He's bumped by Braden Cox. Left point, shot, pad save by Duford. Cole Gutterin picks it up. Rink wide right wing pass, Thomas Bush. Bush looking to work in front. Jams it right in the pads of Maddie, and then another save. Maddie down at the side of the crease. Abear tried to take a shot that's broken up. Here comes Northern Kentucky. Weisner will dump it in as the Norsemen change on the fly. Thomas Bush picks up the puck. He's checked by Sunderhouse. His pass over centered, and it's too far in front of Cross. Now a centering pass for Sunderhouse, broken up, and the Beavers come back. Bush, pass off the stick of Gutterman and down the ice. 1-0, Northern Kentucky. And we've got 8 minutes left in the first period. There's a shot, pad save, Maddie off the stick of Bordas of Beavercreek. And a rebound shot all the way down on goal. It's turned aside by Duford. Fighting for it, Folga. Centering pass by Northern Kentucky goes to Kathman. Kathman rims around for Williams. Williams of Northern Kentucky centering, and it's right on top of the goal crease, just through the top of the crease, but no Norsemen were there to get a tip on it. There's another shot. Beavers trying to get it out of their own zone. It's held in at the left point by Kathman. Now the Beavers clear. After it for Northern Kentucky, Cross. And Northern Kentucky, their uniforms, a tough color. They're all black, and they have the names and numbers are in a dark red, and it's just outlines. And I mentioned this when they played a couple of weeks ago. It's tough to see the numbers of the players for Northern Kentucky because of the uniform style. They're nice uniforms, but with the numbers just being out in outline, it's kind of hard to see from any type of distance. There's Guzman. He had it momentarily. Now Gutterman, a pass to Bush, but he loses the edge of his skates and goes down. Owen Bush trying to kick it ahead. After it, Bush. Owen Huff after it. Owen Huff lost the puck to Cross. Here's Cross with a shot, and it's blocked on defense. Cole Gutterman will rim it around to Bush. Bush, he's checked. Fighting for it is Braden Cox and Cole Gutterman along with Guzman. Puck rims around to the near boards for Thomas Bush, and he clears right on goal. It's played by Maddie. Up ahead for Huffnagel. Huffnagel tied up, gets it back. Huffnagel working in front. Huffnagel working around Cox. and has it stolen away by Riley Hansen. Riley Hansen is shot. It's blocked on defense. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. Northern Kentucky leading 1-0 on a goal by Juan Carlos Guzman. Puck tied up right along the Northern Kentucky blue line. Finally kicks free. Huffnagel lets it go back into the Beavercreek zone as the Norsemen change on the fly. Riley Hansen clearing shot, knocked down, and now Schimmelbein will clear to center ice. Dumped right back in by Kathman. Carson Cox wraps it around. Beavers just trying to get it out of their own zone and get a scoring chance before the end of the period. Carson Cox, he'll clear it, but he'll ice it, and that'll take a face-off back again deep in the Beavercreek zone. With 4.5 minutes even left in the first period. Gutterman takes the face-off for Beavercreek. And Braden Cox wraps it around near side. Not out. Held in by McMullen. He passes it side of the net. Puck tied up behind the Beavercreek goal. Now Folga trying to kick it free to Gutterman. Cole Gutterman. Pass for Bush, back to Gutterman, off his stick, back to Bush. Taken away by the Norsemen. Norsemen trying to center the puck right in front. And it's off a skate to the corner. Folga is tied up. Coming away with the puck, Cole Gutterman of Beavercreek across center. Cole Gutterman drop pass, Bush, shot, Quackers a rebound, and Abear taking a whack at it. Oh, as the puck bounced right in front of him with Maddie down, but the puck hops over, it bounces high, and Abear not quite able to get a stick on it. From the face-off deep in the Kentucky zone, Bordas was in front, but stealing the puck away were the Norsemen. They're trying to get it out. Loose puck. Back comes Northern Kentucky. Pass comes over to the Beavers' Carson Cox. Played at his own line by Reed of Northern Kentucky. Long shot in. Caroms off the end boards back to the side of the net, covered by Jackson Maddie for a face-off. With 2 minutes 55 seconds left in the first period. We figured this game would be played close to the vest, a tightly contested affair, and that's what it's been so far. There's a shot off a skate wide. Owen Bush tried to throw it in front. They had it blocked away. And back comes Northern Kentucky. Holland lost it. The Beavers' Alex Folga picks it up in the corner. Folga ahead. Owen for Thomas Bush. Bush drop pass. Gutterman shot right on, and the save made by Maddie. He was positioned at the top of his crease to cut off a shooting angle on Gutterman. Cole, the leading goal scorer for Beavercreek, with 23 on the season. And from the face-off, Bush couldn't hold it in. Thomas Bush unable to hold it in. It's cleared down the ice, and it'll be an icing on Northern Kentucky. With just 2:16 left in the first period. Maximilian Williams takes the draw for Northern Kentucky. Owen Huff shot it ahead. Back comes the Beavers. Alex Folga in his own zone. And his pass ahead off a stick and over the glass, and we'll have a face-off with just a minute 59 to go in the period. It's been an early J.C. Guzman goal for Northern Kentucky. And another shot, and Duford may have got a piece of that with his stick, with his glove. For the Beavers, Schimmelbein had it. Now to Cox. Cox for Donahue. Donahue will dump it in. After it is Huffnagel of Northern Kentucky. He shovels it ahead. Cleared to center, but Carson Cox is able to dump it right back in the Northern Kentucky zone. Back comes Sunderhouse. This shot is wide. There's big Nathan Sunderhouse trying to shove a couple of Beavers around. It's cleared down back into the Northern Kentucky zone. With 1 minute to play in the first period. After it in the near corner, Carson Cox. It's centered, and that's missing on a one-timer for Northern Kentucky was Hoffnagel. He was right in front of the net. Couldn't get a stick on that centering pass. Now Williams works around Gutterman. Has it poke-checked away by Bush. But a shot right back into the Beavercreek zone. Carson Cox for Hebert. Hebert checked. Puck centered, but it's picked off by Bush. He clears down the ice after it. Gutterman moving down. Oh, and there's a great play by Jackson Matty to come out of the crease. And now there's a shot the other end. Oh, by Kathman. And Duford got a piece of that, and it's out of play, and we'll have a face-off. Nice play by Jackson Matty to break up a scoring chance by Cole Gutterman. Gutterman had a breakaway, but Maximilian Williams Matty came out of the crease to break up that scoring chance. And with the face-off, the first period comes to an end. With the score, the Northern Kentucky Norsemen 1 and the Beavercreek Beavers nothing. We'll take this opportunity to mention some of the fine sponsors of Beavercreek Beavers hockey. We'll mention the Dayton Original Pizza Factory at 1101 Wayne Avenue with a wide variety of specialty pizzas and subs and steak hoagies, salads and desserts. That's Dayton's Original Pizza Factory at 1101 Wayne Avenue in Dayton. Also Voss Toyota sponsoring Beavers hockey for this 2019-2020 season, located at 2110 Heller Drive, right there off Route 35 in Beavercreek. They feature new, used vehicles and a full service department. See Tom Cotterman, General Manager of Voss Toyota. That's along the auto dealer strip there on Route 35 at Heller Drive. Taking a look at shots on goal in this first period. A favor of the Northern Kentucky Norsemen, 13-12 over the Beavers. So a 1-goal advantage for the Norsemen and 1 shot on goal advantage as well. From the opening draw, there's a shot and they score! The Norsemen right off the opening draw to start the second period. I'm going to try to catch the number. It looks like it's might be Williams. Let me see. Then the number's hard to see. It looks like it's either Hoffnagel. It might be Hoffnagel. Hoffnagel's 14, Williams 24. I believe it's Hoffnagel, and he's one of the top scorers for this Northern Kentucky bunch. But we'll get an official announcement on the goal to see who got credit for it. So the Norsemen, there's another shot, save, rebound, and they score! On the rebound, the Norsemen come out on all cylinders and take a quick 3-0 lead early in this second period. And we've got a timeout by Beavercreek, Coach Gutterman. We're going to try to wait to get an announcement on the 2 goals scored. So it's Maximilian Williams. So that's the first one. We're waiting, so it's Max Williams. I'm just going to call him Max. We know it's Maximilian. But Max scores the first goal. Now we're waiting for an announcement on the second goal. Beavers need to score the next goal to get back in this game. Ethan Cross scored the next goal for the Norsemen. So it's been Williams and Cross scoring in this second period. Guzman scored in the first period. Norsemen control the play again in the Beavercreek zone. Beavers trying to come out with it. Hanson to Bordis. Bordis will dump it in. After it, Kathman of Northern Kentucky. Kathman. He's checked. Pass off his stick. Gutterman picks it up. Gutterman shoots it right on, and it's saved by Matty, and he'll hold on. So Coach Greg Gutterman having a word with his crew, trying to get things straightened out after 2 quick Northern Kentucky goals in this period. As Alex Folga carries the puck in over the Northern Kentucky blue line, the play is whistled down offside. And the face-off on the dot just outside the Norsemen zone. Bush carries it in. Tries to shovel ahead. It's volleyed back to the Beavercreek line. Owen Huff had it. He's checked, and as the Norsemen carry into the Beavercreek zone, they're offside. Face off Cole Gutterman. Wins it to Huff. Huff back to Folga to Braden Cox. Ahead Thomas Bush. Bush wraps it around to the far corner for Huff. Huff and Gutterman fight for it. Gutterman had it momentarily. Bush trying to save it, but the Norsemen come away with it. Back they come the other way. Hoffnagel lost it behind him. Back comes Beavercreek. Braden Cox pass to Huff. Owen Huff ridden off the play by big Nathan Sunderhouse. Norsemen can't get it out. Beavers trying to hold it in. And now whistle. And we've got a penalty. Is that a penalty on Gutterman, or is that offside? I think Cole Gunnerman's heading in the penalty box. So we'll get an announcement on that penalty. I didn't see the hand signal by the referee on that. So Cole Gunnerman heading off on a penalty interference. Oh my goodness gracious. So Cole Gunnerman, wow, he gets a 2-minute interference minor, and he was questioning the call, but it didn't appear like there was anything heated, but he's called for a 4-minute major for unsportsmanlike conduct. It didn't appear like it was a heated situation. I don't know what was said, but you know, Cole's a pretty easygoing young fella. It's hard for me to imagine that he said anything offensive to the official, but it's a 4-minute major penalty for the Norsemen. And they lead it already 3-0. Here's Hofnagel. Pass off a stick, held in by Kathman. Kathman to Harden. Harden, left wing circle. Back to him. He tries to hold it in. It's intercepted and cleared by Riley Hansen. Played on goal by netminder Jackson Matty. And the Norsemen start back out. Hofnagel, drop pass, Harden. Harden, right wing pass, shot, and it's off a body wide. Held in by Harden, left point. Right point, Kathman, now back to Harden. Harden, as the Norsemen patiently set things up, here's Harden, wrist shot, off a skate wide. 2:40 to go and a major penalty to Gunnerman. Wrapping it around for the Norsemen was Williams. Over for Hofnagel. Now Harden. Rink wide. Now for Williams. Centering. A tip. Save. Rebound. And it's kept out of the net by Ben Duford. Now here's a whack out. Williams, a save. Knockdown, a rebound. They score! Williams, the initial shot. Duford knocked it down with the big net, but the rebound is knocked in for a power play goal for Northern Kentucky. And the Norsemen now take a commanding 4-0 lead. And the Norsemen remain on a power play. It was on a major penalty. A goal does not negate the remaining time in the penalty, as it would for a minor penalty. Beavers clear down the ice, picked up by Lennon Harden. Lennon Harden of Northern Kentucky. Pass for Hofnagel. Hofnagel through the defense, weaving in front, shot, save, rebound, they score! That's Max Williams. And with a score now 5-0, and that was Max Williams. I was able to see his number clearly enough as he was positioned at the side of the Beavercreek goal in front of us. So he scores that power play goal. Now the remaining time has expired on the Gunnerman penalty. Here comes Cole Gunnerman with a shot. Swatted down by Maddie. That comes Northern Kentucky the other way. Hoffnagel for Williams. Lost it. Gutterman has it. Cole Gutterman. Cole Gutterman over for Bush. Thomas Bush's shot. Pad save by Maddie. And back is Vegso. Vegso for the Norsemen. Has it taken away. Puck held in by Ogren. Andrew Ogren of Northern Kentucky. Owen Bush had it. The loose puck into the near boards. We've got 8:50 to go in what's been a very long second period for the Beavers. 4 goals scored in this second period by the Norsemen. Thomas Bush will backhand it down the ice for icing. So the Beavers, all they can do right now is just try to get the next goal to reduce the deficit and see if they can score a couple of times in this period to make the deficit less. Hopefully no more than 2 or 3 goals heading into the third period. From the face-off, the Beavers, Martin had it. Now carried out by Riley Hansen. Hansen checked at center ice. Hansen gets it back. Hansen trying to get it for Shivelbein, but the puck kicks off of the stick and into the penalty box. That'll cause a face-off deep in the Norsemen zone to our right. From the face-off, Norsemen clear. After it is Folga. Folga is able to beat Ogren to the puck. Pass ahead Hansen. It's on his tape. Back he comes. Riley Hansen shot. And Jackson Maddie with a save, and he's able to prevent the rebound. And half the battle for goaltenders is to prevent that rebound. So many goals are scored on rebounds, and that's happened a few times in this game to Duford in the Beavercreek crease. Rebounds kick out, and somebody there to just pop it in. From the face-off, it's kicked down the ice, but Folga is able to play it. Folga for Hebert. Hebert chips it ahead. The Norsemen clear, and after it is Alex Folga. We've got 7:25 left. This period is halfway done. Here is big Sunderhouse shot, and he scores. And that is Nathan Sunderhouse. And that is goal number 6 for the Norsemen. As Braden Cox goes and has a word with netminder Ben Duford. This has been a tough one, as we know Benny is used to keeping the puck out of that net. He has an incredible 0.85 goals against average coming into this game. And the Norsemen have been able to score 5 times in this period. But there are games like this, happens to everyone. The Norsemen center, they score! And that is, I believe, Sunderhouse. Let me see, I can't, getting hard to make those numbers out. Let's see. As he turns around, let's see if I can see. I believe so. I believe that again is Sunderhouse, and he is one of the big scorers for the Norsemen. The relief goaltender, if you're wondering, for the Beavers is Joe Bordis, and Joe Bordis is a skater in this game so far. I don't know if he will switch into his goaltender pads and maybe relieve Ben for the third period, because they do play again later at 8 o'clock tonight. But that's yet to be seen now. Penalty on Northern Kentucky. It's Caden McMullen. And also take this opportunity to say hello to the friends and family of the Northern Kentucky team that are watching today. Here's Folga's shot. Pad save. Rebound. Gutterman trying to get a tip on it. As they were watching today, also, there's Folga. Blast! He scores! Alex Folga with a one-time rocket shot that whistles past Jackson Matty. And the Beavers are on the board. Now trail it 6-1. Check that, 7-1. That is what we like to see from the defenseman, sharpshooter of the Beavers, Alex Folga. Got the big slap shot, and he put that on display on that blast from the point. So 7-1 Northern Kentucky. That can maybe pick up the spirits of the Beavercreek team. Here's Kathman. And a centering pass goes awry to the near boards. And for Alex Folga, that's his 6th goal of the season. Gutterman, back he comes the other way with Bush. Ahead, Bush stops, pulls the trigger, pad save, rebound, loose. Behind the net, it's Gutterman. Gutterman stops, turns, looking for a play. Oh, and a pass is just beyond the stick of Carson Cox. And now back comes Northern Kentucky. Centering, and it goes in. I don't believe that a Northern Kentucky player touched the puck, but that is a goal, and that might have been friendly fire, as a pass may have gone awry and maybe hit off a skate or deflected, but I don't know if a Northern Kentucky player even touched that puck, and if that's the case, the goal would be credited to the closest player to the play. And it's Brennan Scheffel. And that is an unassisted goal by Scheffel. Unassisted because I don't think a Northern Kentucky player touched that puck. So that's a tough one. But it makes it 8-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. Duford may have just lost sight of that puck, or it may have deflected in off a stick or a skate. Now back is Riley Hansen. Hansen checked, he goes down. It's picked up by Weisner. Weisner's shot steered away by Duford. Now there's big Weisner again trying to get a shot away. Puck comes behind the net, now into the corner of the Beavercreek zone. Alex Folga picks it up. Wrapped around pass. Slides down the ice, picked up by Tanner Kathman of Northern Kentucky. We have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the period, with the Norsemen leading 8-1. And now a whistle to stop play. Now we've got a penalty, and it's going to be on Owen Huff. I didn't see a hand signal from The referee. Oh, too many men on the ice. Thank you very much. So no hand signal. There may not be one for too many men on the ice. So a power play chance. It's the penalty being served by Owen Huff. There's a centering pass. Shot is wide from a bad angle by Hoffnagel of Northern Kentucky. There's Kathman. Shot off a stick. Cleared, not out. Now tipped to center by Gutterman. He'll slide it to the blue line. The Norsemen attack again. Fanning on a shot was Williams. Now Max Williams drops it off. It looks like for cross. There's a shot on a one-timer. Pass is wide. Puck trying to dig it out is Bush along with Braden Cox of Beavercreek. Williams of Northern Kentucky trying to come away with it. Now it's held in by Scheffler. Centering. Oh, tipped away. Kathman had a chance, but a good poke check and the Beavers come back. Thomas Bush. Bush tries to center, but nobody's there. Picked up by Kathman of Northern Kentucky. There's 24 seconds left in the Northern Kentucky power play chance. They lead it 8-1 with a 7-goal salvo in this second period. There's a shot, sliding across to knock that away with the big leg pad was Benny Dufour. Centering pass broken up, now a loose puck in front. There's a shot and they score! Another goal, a power play goal, and looks like it was McMullen. Either McMullen or Scheffel score the power play goal, makes it 9-1. And very uncharacteristic off game for the Beavers. Again, they played a 3-2 game against this same Northern Kentucky squad just a couple of weeks ago in Kettering. Puck comes free down the ice. And actually it was Nathan Sunderhouse who scored the goal. Again, this Northern Kentucky squad, a collection of high school players from various high schools across the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area. They're defending Kentucky State champs 2 times over. So that's the competition the Beavers are facing this afternoon. Very talented and high-scoring Northern Kentucky squad. Almost a Kentucky State all-star team, really, with drawing players from a number of different schools in the area. And they were showing that here in this second period as they blast in 8 goals to take a 9-1 lead. 1 goal scored by the Beavers, and that was by Alex Folga with one of his signature one-time blasts from the left point, and that for Alex was his 6th goal of the season. So what was, we thought, they're going to be a very tightly played affair. The Norsemen are able to create a bailout situation here in this second period, outscoring the Beavers 8-1 after it was only 1-0 after 1 period of play. So at this point, the Beavers can try to work on some things. Maybe in that third period, we'll look for our stats for shot on goal, thanks to engineer Jeff Duford. As the Norsemen outshoot the Beavers 14-6 in that second period, and for the game so far 26-17 in favor of the Norsemen. So they will resurface the ice here in this second period. Between the second and third period, that'll give us a chance to mention a few more of our sponsors. For Beavers hockey this season, the Produco Group, Beavercreek, they solve some of the toughest business problems by helping you make better data-informed decisions. They have offices all over the U.S. and are headquartered here in Beavercreek. Also, the Gallagher Tire and Auto Centers at Woodman Drive and Grant Pike. They do all types of tire work, new tires, tire repair, tire alignment, along with full service auto work, transmissions, climate control, brakes, batteries, oil changes, full service. Gallagher Tire and Auto at Woodman Drive in Kettering, and also Grant Pike and Huber Heights. Also Prime Electric with industrial, commercial, and residential services for 15 years. Contact Prime Electric. Their phone number 937-689-6515 for all your electric needs, whether you're a home, a business, or industrial. Also, the TJ Awards Company at 3792 Dayton Senior Road, featuring trophies, plaques, ribbons, and medals, all types of award materials you can find right there at TJ Awards Company on Dayton Senior Road in Beavercreek. Also, the Milano's Pizza on Fairfield Road, pizza subs and taps. And some of our individual sponsors for Beavers hockey this season: Matt Belmonte, Joel Luker, the Shuttleworth family, and also Eric and Diane Sonderdelt. We thank all of them for sponsoring Beavercreek High School hockey for this 2019-2020 season. So we're in the middle of the Miami Valley Freeze tournament, and how this tournament will shake down. It's a round-robin setting with scoring done as follows. 1 point will be awarded for each period won. So the Beavers, despite trailing 9-1 here in this after 2 periods, if they came out and win this third period, they would gain a point toward the tournament scoring. You get a half a point for each period that's tied. No points, obviously, for a lost period. 2 points awarded for a game that's won. 1 point awarded for a game that's tied. And for any teams that might be tied tomorrow morning or after tonight's games, to play in a championship game, the tiebreakers are, of course, first of all, head-to-head. And then after that, it's goal differential, goals scored versus goals allowed for the tournament. And then the lowest total team penalty minutes during a tournament. So that's an interesting way to contribute to the scoring for the tournament. And it gives the teams, obviously, an incentive to stay out of the penalty box. And then after all those tiebreakers, if the teams are still tied, a coin toss will determine who plays in the final game, the championship games for the tournament, which will be tomorrow afternoon. As far as the Beavers' schedule for tonight, At 8 o'clock, they'll play the Troy Trojans. Troy's had a tough time this season, and they lost last night to the Dayton Stealth. So the Beavers try to get back on track tonight against Troy. And then tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, the third place team will play the fourth place team. Then the championship game is not the last game of the tournament, but rather the mid-morning game at 9:45 a.m. will be the championship game of the tournament. And then at 11:30 a.m. will be fifth place against sixth place. So again, tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning here at Hobart, it will be third against fourth. Then the championship game at 9:45 a.m. And then at 11:30 a.m. will be the fifth place team against the sixth place team. And as they resurface the ice here at Hobart between the second and third periods, we'll take a look at some of the college hockey that's going on across the country, and also the teams in this area. In NCAA hockey, in Division I men's play, the number one ranked team in the country is North Dakota, with a record of 14 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. As far as area teams, the Ohio State Buckeyes varsity team is ranked 6th in the country with a record of 10-4 and 2. They are 6th ranked in the country in Division I men's play. And the other Ohio team in the top 20 is Bowling Green. The Falcons are 12-6 and 1 at this point, ranked 11th in the country. So the Buckeyes are 6th and the Bowling Green State Falcons are 11th. As far as the club teams or the non-varsity teams in the area that play in the ACHA, which is the American Collegiate Hockey Association, several local teams that play in Division II of the ACHA. The Dayton Flyers are having a rough season right now. They have 2 wins, 12 losses, and no ties, 2 overtime losses. The University of Cincinnati Bearcats are 12-6 and 1. The Ohio State Buckeye Club team, the non-varsity team, is 6 and 3, and the Xavier Musketeers are 13-5 and 1. And those are the area teams. I don't believe Wright State has a program right now. I don't think they fielded a program this year. So those are the local teams playing in club hockey. As far as women's college hockey, national rankings, on top are the Wisconsin Lady Badgers. They're the number 1 ranked Division I women's team in the country with a record of 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. The Ohio State Lady Buckeyes hockey team is ranked 5th in the country with a record of 10-4 and 4. So the Buckeyes are having a very good season with their hockey teams as well as their football and basketball teams. Of course, the football team playing tonight in the Final Four against Clemson for the football championship, trying to get to the championship game. And the Ohio State men's basketball team is ranked 2nd in the country in the NCAA. And their hockey team's doing very well. Men's team ranked 6th. The ladies team ranked 5th in the country with a record of 10-4 and 4. That's a look at some of the college, national, and local hockey going on right now. And taking a look at the National Hockey League as we wait the teams to come out and start warming up for the third period. In the NHL Eastern Conference right now, the Boston Bruins, who were runners-up in last year's Stanley Cup, they lead their division, the Atlantic Division. The Washington Capitals, who won the Stanley Cup a couple of years ago, they're in first place in the Metropolitan Division. While in the Western Conference, the defending Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues are leading their division by 7 points. And the other team in the other division in the Western Conference is the Pacific Conference. And that division right now being led by the Arizona Coyotes, leading by a few points over the Vegas Golden Knights. So the teams are out on the ice warming up as we're getting ready for the third period. Again, the score 9-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. And we didn't see this one coming. We thought it would be a very tightly played affair like the game in Beavercreek a couple of weeks ago, but that's why they play the games. Sometimes it doesn't go like you thought it would be on paper. So Northern Kentucky coming out with a 9-1 lead for this third period. As the Beaver players now will give some support to Ben Dufort, who's in the goal for the Beavers. And from the face-off to start the third period of play, it's Alex Folga, has it stripped, backhander in front, and Dufort makes the save, and he will cover for the face-off with McMullen trying to stab at the loose puck. And from the face-off, deep in the Beavercreek zone, we've got a whistle. The puck flips over the glass. The referee will come over for a new one. And it'll be Riley Hansen taking the face-off for Shivelbein. Pass off a stick back to Bordas. Taken away by Scheffel. The Beavers intercept. Here's Hansen. Hansen will sweep it in the Norsemen zone. Again, the Northern Kentucky Norsemen, not to be confused with the Northern Kentucky University Norsemen. The name is apparently just a coincidence. The puck slides down to goaltender Jackson Matty. He'll hold it for a face-off. As the teams will change. And a shot from the face-off, turned away by the stick of Jackson Matty. And the Norsemen start back. Delayed offside means the Beavers are able to just clear it right out. The Norsemen unable to advance into the Beavercreek zone. Owen Bush in the corner. Trying to chase down the Norsemen's Reed. Puck shot in the Beavercreek zone to our right. Braden Cox. Shot not out. Beavers trying to carry it out of their own zone. Thomas Bush. Cleared not out. Held in. There's a shot by McMullen of Northern Kentucky that's off a stick wide. After it, Gutterman. He's got Huff in front, but couldn't chase down the puck. Now Gutterman trying to fight for it. In the corner, the Norsemen pick it up, and it comes to Reed. Pass off a stick down the ice, played by Alex Folga of Beavercreek. Folga to Cox. Carson Cox to Owen Huff. Pass off his stick. Loose at center. Chipped up in the air. Picked up by Riley Hansen, and he'll shoot it down right in front of the Northern Kentucky goal. We've got 12 minutes, 12 seconds left in third period with a score 9-1 Northern Kentucky. Pass over for Williams. Centers. Loose in front. Kicked out to the far boards. It's held in by Kathman. Kathman behind the net for, looks like, Cross. Now a centering pass held in at the point by Younger, but the Beavers were able to chip it to center. And this game was 1-0 after one period of play, and the Norsemen come out with a barrage in that second period. They ate their spinach after the first period and outscore the Beavers 8-1 in that second frame. There's Cole Gutterman with a wrist shot that's gloved by Northern Kentucky's Jackson Matty. From the draw, shot, save, rebound. Comes free, but the Norsemen are able to carry it out. Guzman, who scored one of the goals earlier, in fact the first goal of the game, he loses the handle. Gutterman trying to carry to center. Poke checked, and now a long shot on goal by Asa Abraer is saved by Matty, and he will hold on. So the Beavers face the Troy Trojans tonight at 8 o'clock. They'll look to rebound. They had a record scoring game against those Troy Trojans just last weekend at the Mayor's Cup tournament, scoring 17 goals, including a record 7 goals by Cole Gutterman in that game against Troy. This last weekend, face off deep in the Beavercreek zone. Folga for Beavercreek. Being chased by Elliott. Here's a centering pass. That's intercepted briefly by now Shivelbein. Nate Shivelbein tied up along the far boards. Beavers Alex Folga behind his own net. Folga tied up, loose puck Hansen. Hansen now for Bordas. He can't control the puck. Kicking now, Bordas, trying to kick it free for a breakaway. Couldn't quite kick the puck loose. He could have had a one-man breakaway the other way, but couldn't quite kick the puck free. Now here's Hoffnagel. He's checked by Folga and goes down. Carrying the puck out, Thomas Bush. Bush works around a couple of checks, lost the handle. Digging for it, Gutterman and Bush. Coming away for it is Hoffnagel. He lost it. Elliott comes up with the puck to Northern Kentucky for Hoffnagel. Hoffnagel in the corner. Hoffnagel checked by Owen Huff. Huff hit down. And he didn't have the puck. There could have been a penalty on that play. Huff didn't have the puck, and he got knocked down. Here is Thomas Bush trying to get a loose puck. But the Norsemen come back the other way. Ogren will dump it in after Carson Cox of Beavercreek. With 8:45 to go. Cole Gutterman. Long shot from center ice, gloved by Jackson Matty, and the Beavers will change lines on that stoppage. We've got Hanson, Donahue, Shivelbein up front. Carson Cox and Alex Folga on defense for Beavercreek. Be nice to see the Beavers knock a couple of pucks in to feel a little better about this one before the end of the game. Shivelbein for Hanson, and he fans on a one-timer. That was a nice pass by Shivelbein. Hanson just missing connecting on that one. Pass for Donahue between the skates and down the ice. Shivelbein trying to chase the puck down. Shivelbein fighting for it with Hanson. Hanson trying to chop away at the puck. Hanson has Donahue in front, trying to wrap it around. Now he shoots on goal, save, rebound Donahue, and Matty will pin it to his big leg pads and hold it for the face-off. And we're in day number 2 of the Miami Valley Freeze tournament in Troy. Last night, the Beavers shutting out the Centerville Elks 6-0. The Norsemen trying to carry out Weisner. Here's big Eric Weisner. He'll slide it in behind the net. After it, Reed for Northern Kentucky. Lost it to Gutterman. Cole Gutterman racing across center. Cole Gutterman looking to work in front. Gutterman backhander save. Rebound, Abear. It's off the big pads out to the blue line. Gutterman again now to Bush. Back to Gutterman. Wrist shot. And with a big blocker pad, it's knocked aside by Matty. Reed for Northern Kentucky will slip it to center ice. Now Reed beaten to the puck by Bush. Drop pass Gutterman. Gutterman around big Weisner. Gutterman trying to stick handle, and Abear will chop it in behind the net. And a whistle. As the puck is covered by Jackson Matty, he was able to smother the puck with a big catching mitt. With 6:27 to play. No scoring in this third period. It's 9-1. It was 1-0 after one period. And then a very difficult and uncharacteristic blowout period against the Beavers. 8-1 in that second. There's a shot gloved by Ben Buford. And from the face-off, Shivelbein trying to work it loose. Shivelbein and Hanson, along with Cross of Northern Kentucky. Hanson trying to carry out, he does. He's got Bordus with him. He shoots a long dribbler that bounces into the mitt of Jackson Matty, and he will hold on for the face-off. Cole Gutterman will take the face-off for the Beavers. From the face-off, Holga. Behind the net pass for Gutterman, but the Norsemen wrap it around and out of the zone. Braden Cox lost it for Williams on top of Buford, and he tips it wide. Now, Braden Cox ties up the Norsemen behind the net. Slip to center for Bush. Bush checked. Back is Williams. Williams is checked by Gutterman. Now Williams again will chip it into the corner. After it, Braden Cox for Beavercreek and Cole Gutterman. They have it tied up. Gutterman and Hanson both hit the ice. And the puck squirts to the near corner for Owen Huff. Huff pinned to the boards. Now there's Big Sunderhouse, a shot. Pad save by Duford. Sunderhouse, he is a big boy out there. Guzman unable to hold the puck in at the point. He'll dump it back in. The Norsemen get back on side, and Riley Hansen will shoot it in, and goaltender Matty will just let that puck go for icing. And the face-off back deep in the Beavercreek zone. Thank you for joining us for this afternoon's game. We're in the Miami Valley Freeze. Of course, last weekend the Beavers winning the Mayor's Cup tournament at South Metro Rink, defeating arch rival Alter along with Centerville and Troy to win that tournament last weekend. And then they had the big win last night, 6-0. High hopes in trying to win this tournament, but the Norsemen had some other ideas this afternoon, but it's far from over. I mean, for the tournament, the Beavers still can try to work their way into the championship game. Of course, plus-minus differential in goals could hurt them in this game, trailing 9-1, as that's one of the point criteria for scoring this tournament. Cole Gutterman. Pass picked off by McMullen. It's off his stick to center. Now 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play in this one. Carson Cox for Hansen. Can't get it out. There's a long shot from the left point that's high and wide. Loose puck in front in the slot. And poke check away. Nice play by Thomas Bush. Bush trying to work 3-on-2 the other way. He's tied up. His stick is tied up. Trying to work it in front. And fighting to prevent that was Elliott. Now there's Williams' shot. Pad save. Rebound. Loose. They score! Pad save by Benny Duford, but the rebound kicks out in front, and there to punch in that rebound into the net was Maximilian Williams. So for Max Williams, that'll be his at least second goal of the game. And that'll make it a 10-1 lead in favor of Northern Kentucky from the face-off. The puck. There's the announcement. So Garrett Elliott giving the assist on that. Maximilian Williams. With the goal. And this is a high-scoring Northern Kentucky team that's won the Kentucky State Championship a couple of years in a row. There's a fan on a shot right in front. Now a loose puck. The Norsemen still at it here in this third period. Kathman pass behind the net. There's a centering pass. Benny trying to cover. It kicks out in front. Cleared. And it hops over the stick of Vegso and back into the Norsemen zone. We're down to a minute and a half to play in this game. Thomas Bush checked. The Norsemen, back they come. Ogren over the Beavers line. Ogren in the corner. Tied up by Braden Cox. Cox, Bush, Gutterman all tie the puck up along with Vegso. 1 minute to play in the game. Gutterman poke checked away. Folga back to Cole. Cole Gutterman pass ahead for Bush. Beavers trying to get on the board before the end of the game. They trail it 10-1. Be nice to get one in. Here's Folga. Wrist shot, and it's a pad save. Folga, the only goal scorer in this one for the Beavers. He scored his 6th goal of the year on a fantastic rifle slap shot late in that second period. Now with 15 seconds to go, the puck rimmed down the ice and along the near boards. It wraps around for icing behind the Beavercreek goal. So, that's the old song. Mama said there'd be days like this, and that's what it's been for the Beavers. It's been a tough one. The Beavers have 3 losses on the year, and all of them were very close affairs. This one just got away from them in that second period. There's another shot just wide as the buzzer sounds the end of the game. So the Norsemen score once in this third period, and that will round out the final score to be 10-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. The Beavers dropped to 9-4-1 on the season. And they will look to regroup for tonight's game against Troy. Again, they've had a very nice game against Troy earlier this season, and in fact, last weekend during the Mayor's Cup with a huge victory, and they will look to rebound tonight, try to win the game tonight, and they need to win it handily. Having lost this game 10-1, and with goal differential being a factor in the tournament scoring, it would behoove the Beavers to try to win and win big tonight against Troy to offset the score in this game. If the Beavers can try to win by a similar type score tonight against Troy.
That is against. On shots on Northern Kentucky. That's shots on Beavercreek.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. So shots on goal in that third period, 14-7 in favor of Northern Kentucky.
40 shots against Beavercreek.
So Northern Kentucky, 40 shots total.
Yep.
And the Beavers
26.
26. So thanks to engineer Jeff Dufour. He runs down to the scorers table and hits the shots for us. Normally they would be shown on the scoreboard, and they have a spot for it, but they don't. They're not keeping track of shots on goal on the scoreboard during this tournament. So the final shots on goal in the game, Northern Kentucky out shooting the Beavers 40-26. And again, the final score for this afternoon's game, 10-1. So we are going to sign off for this game, and we look forward to seeing you right around 8 o'clock this evening. And if you're watching the Ohio State football game tonight against Clemson, well, just turn the sound down to the Buckeye game, turn on your computer or smartphone and turn on Beavercreek hockey and listen to the Beavers play the Troy Trojans. So again, the final score this afternoon, 10-1 Northern Kentucky over the Beavers. We'll see you later on at 8 o'clock tonight. My name's Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us for Beavercreek High School hockey. We will see you later on tonight. Good afternoon from Hobart Arena.